What's up, guys? Parker here for Sick Drummer Magazine. I'm here with the drummer from the Agonist, Simon McKay. How's it going, Simon?
Good, man. How are you doing?
Pretty good. It's been a while since your previous record, Lullabies for the Dormant Mind, but the new one, Prisoners, is set to be released in June. The single off of it shows a lot of differences from the past release, so talk to us a little bit about what's changed.
Okay, well, in the single that was released, if you want to talk about that, Ideomotor, it's definitely, it reflects overall where we're going with this album. We focus more on, you know, like writing good songs and making the overall feeling come together, as opposed to kind of forming a bunch of cool parts. And you know, it's still aggressive and spastic like the last album, but overall it's much more mature and it's just focused on solid material rather than you know, technicality or whatever. Just good, memorable, solid songs.
Cool. The drum tone on this album is also extremely different. What'd you do differently this time?
I didn't trigger anything. Well, actually, what we did was on Lullabies, we just, you know, we sampled all the drums for everything. Like we had like a Black Album snare mixed with like a Led Zeppelin 4 snare, you know, all kinds of stuff over top of each other. For this time around, we sampled all my drums firsthand and then replaced them afterwards. But it's actually, you know, my drum tone to begin with, like my real drum tone. So I think it's like a 60% like what I like real playing and 40% like, I mean, it's all real playing. Like there's no covering up of little mistakes. Like there's a lot of little mistakes left in, and it's very real. We got a good room, dynamic drum mics, and you can really hear the real drummer more than, you know, like I'm kind of sick of the whole typical metal tone that most, you know, metal drummers have. I'm kind of tired of it, so it sounds more like a real drum set, you know.
So musically, you've always explored some pretty interesting paths. Last time on the record, you had an a cappella piece by Elisa. Can you talk to us about any kind of experimenting you did on Prisoners?
Well, the whole process was pretty much an experiment. I mean, like on one song, there's like some whistling. You know, like Kells just started to like whistle, and you know, that would be awesome. And it was actually his idea. And it's very dark, and I mean, that's kind of just one example. I can't really say, just the whole thing overall was kind of an experiment, and you know, the whole process was like, let's just see what happens. It was more of like a feeling type thing, like let's just feel it out.
Cool. So again, on the last one, you wrote and performed all the instruments on the track Waiting Out the Winter. Did you do this for any of the new songs, and if so, which ones?
Yep, I did. There are 2 songs on this release that I wrote and performed, guitar as well. Not bass though, Kells did the bass. Obviously Lisa did all the vocals. One of them is on the standard album, and the other one will be released as a bonus track for Japan. I actually did 4 songs in total, but the other 2 were kind of a bit too different, so we thought maybe we'll just keep that for some other time, something else. Because they're, you know, I mean, like I have like my own style too, whatever, and you can't just throw everything in there, and you know. But the one song that is on the standard issue of the album, I'm extremely proud of.
Cool, and just for the record, what one is that?
That song is called Anxious Darwinians.
Cool. So not many bands have someone in the band that's capable of doing this, so what is it about doing these solo tracks that you enjoy most?
It's like, I'm just happy that I get to do it in the first place, you know. Like I would love to like do my own stuff, you know, write my own music, my own albums, and like I have a lot of ideas all the time. I'm always, you know, thinking about things, you know, thinking about parts like to throw together, and it's just a really good opportunity for me to like kind of explore my own style, but also write in the style of the Agonist. I can't just like do anything. I have to like think about where we're going in the album, and it's just a lot of fun for me. I appreciated that. You know, I mean, Danny writes the majority of the material, so it's great that he just let me do that, you know. It's a lot of fun, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah, so as most drummers these days do, you use a personal monitor system. What do you have coming through your headphones, and why do you choose this mix?
I just have click track and samples coming through my headphones. We play live to a click, and we have backing tracks, so I basically I usually don't care if I even hear guitar or anything else. I like to hear I like to get kick and snare out of like the drum wedge that's already there, and in my headphones I just have click and snare, which I control from a board.
Cool. So you tracked the new album with Christian Donaldson, who has done all your previous releases as well. Why did you choose to do this new album with him, and do you see yourself in the future ever using a different producer?
Well, I think it was mainly a matter of convenience, and also the fact that he's a good friend of ours, and we know how to work with him. He knows how to work with us, and we're all very comfortable working with him. I know that Elisa really likes to track her vocals with him. She's very comfortable with him, and you know, there's a level of security she gets by doing that, and I can understand that. The album was mixed by Tu Madsen from I think he lives in Denmark right now. Or Sweden, sorry if I'm wrong. But we did all the tracking with Chris, and we did it in his drum room that he has, and you know, using his big board and all his gear and stuff. So.
Cool. So Prisoners also marks the first time the band has written and recorded with the new guitarist Paco. What has he brought to the table?
A lot. He's a great guitar player. His writing style is similar to ours, to the Agonists in the first place, and he adds the level of shreddability, you know, that we're kind of missing. You know, Danny can shred too, but he's typically more interested in the feely, bluesy solos and stuff, which is great. So now we have, you know, both. We have, you know, the feely, bluesy riffs and the bendy solos that Danny likes, and Paco is just like a shred monster. And so he's also got a lot of feel as well. So best of both worlds type of thing.
Absolutely.
He also wrote one song on the album too.
Cool. Which one was that?
That's called Predator and Prayer.
Cool. Well, we will look forward to that. Any last words or anything that you want to talk about?
I would just like to say that this album was the most challenging task we've ever undertaken, and we put a lot of work into it and a lot of effort, and it's just the best thing we've ever done. So I really hope people will get it. Mainly, you know, there's a lot of parts that give me shivers, and I hope that people get shivers too when they listen to those parts and like the album as a whole.
Absolutely. Great, man. Thanks for the time.
You're welcome. Thank you, man.